Welcome back to the table, everybody. We're starting in the kitchen, but we're going outside today, okay? Which we could not have picked probably a worse day here in the mid-Atlantic to go outdoors because it's about 8 bajillion degrees outside, but we do not plan based off the weather. We plan based off of Clark's schedule. So we are going outdoors, mainly because we need to break out some of our grill skills. You know, I want to do a little of that for you. But what we're actually doing today is probably one of my favorite foods. It was actually, this idea came from a Instagram comment, and someone said do a taco video, and I was like, why have we never done a taco video? We've done some Mexican food on here before. We've done chili relleno sandwiches before, which so good. They're just a lot of work, so I don't really like to make those too often, but they are so delicious. But we have also done pinto bean meal prep before, so we've gotten like a little zhuzh of everything. You've seen how I make pico, but today I thought we would break out how to make really fun, grill-friendly summer tacos. Things that are delicious and easy to make, super fast, especially if you plan ahead, super good. So we're going to do some prep of the toppings. We're doing a shrimp taco and we're doing a steak taco. So kind of like a carne asada vibe. For the shrimp taco, we are doing a strawberry and cabbage slaw. So we're going to prep that. We're going to prep our toppings, and then we're going to make a little avocado sauce to go on top. It's not like a green salsa. No, this is, and it's not really like a creamy guac either. This is just like a fresh, delicious avocado sauce that can go on either taco, but it's going to be really good on the shrimp ones. That's mainly what she's here for. So we're going to do some food prep, and then we're going to head up to the grill, and I'm going to show you how we get everything up and running on the grill, and hopefully we don't burn alive. Let's do it, y'all. Honestly, I'm kind of debating whether we get some of the simple stuff out of the way or we get the complex thing out of the way. The world is our oyster. We can choose our own adventure, as always, here at the table. But we do need to mainly get the slaw. We need to chop some veg, and we need to make I don't know what to call this. It's not sauce. It's like I don't know. It is sauce, but it's not sauce. While I got you over here, this is the steak. I've had it marinating in the fridge for probably 5-6 hours. You can do it overnight, but I will post the marinade recipe in the description. I'll link it in my Substack so that way you can do it. It's super easy and delicious. But that was sort of what I was talking about with if you prep ahead, that you're just going to be way better off with this recipe, because if you marinate that, you can have that whenever. So if you've got some time the night before, sauce that in the fridge and then grill it up the next day, you have 15-minute tacos, okay? Snappy, snappy. We've got a lot of bits and bobs. I did opt for a Chinese cabbage, mainly because it was this beautiful color and I thought the texture would be kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna trim this and wash it really good before we chop it. That'll help us a lot. So we're definitely gonna cut off this end. This is where some real dirt and grime is gonna be. So I think I'm gonna do 2 big chunks and then put all of this in here. And I'm just gonna rinse it with a little bit of water and white vinegar. We'll kind of zhuzh it around to get all the yuckies out, and then we'll chop. Also, you probably can't see, but in the sink right now, I have corn soaking in the husk in water. I'm going to show you how I'd like to do Mexican street corn, elote, corn on the cob, if you will. This is how I like to grill my corn. soak the cob so it's nice and wet. I can honestly probably take it out soon, so I'm going to get those on the counter so they can dry out just a little bit. Just a little bit though. Okay, we have some nice washed cabbage here. Everything is nice and clean. Make sure you inspect it real good. Honestly, I trust my washing skills. We're gonna keep all our bits and bobs in the small deli containers. So the thing with this slaw is it's really simple. I just want it to be nice and textural, so I'm gonna get some of the more dense parts like this, and I'm also going to use some more of the larger leaves. That way it has some wider parts, some skinnier parts. Texturally, it's really dynamic. And I'm just going to cut this really thin because you don't want anything that's not bite size. You could shred this if you wanted to, but this is good to me. We're not going to need a ton. I really like this slaw because it's really fresh and light. I feel like even if you don't like it on, if you don't like shrimp, you could eat this on other things. We also like to have tilapia tacos. This is what we usually also have a version of this on those as well. It's very multifaceted, if you will. Okay, so we have our cabbage, and then I'm going to shred some carrots. Oh wait, I have big carrot. I have big carrot. Why use baby when have big? When have big carrot? Big carrot's so much easier. If you don't want to make your own slaw, you could get like a bag of coleslaw mix and put that and add just some, I'll show you how to season it up. I would just add strawberries and some salt and lime to it. Or you could just buy a regular cabbage, a regular purple or green cabbage. Either one will work just fine. We're pretending we're the cucumber guy. Why mix with hand when you can shake container? Also, why would you not want that color combo? That's just like the best thing ever. And then, these are like farmer's market strawberries. They're so red and delicious. Like, they're so good. I'm just going to chop some of these because they're pretty soft. And we don't want them to turn to absolute mush. Usually what I like to do with these is just toss them through my slap chop. But I'm going to be brave because I don't want to really make another dish. Now to season this, we're going to do half a lime. Don't worry, the other half will be saved for later. A good squeezing of lime juice on there. And some salt. That's really it for this. It's really simple, and we're not going to over season it because we really want these ingredients to shine, and our taco's going to have a lot of other stuff going on. Don't worry. Now we just got to get it mixed up good. I don't know how Logan gets this so evenly sliced, but I'm going to tube top so we have more boundaries. Next, how about we make our sauce? I say we do that. I say we clean this up, and then we get our sauce going. And the sauce you can make in a blender cup, in the food processor. I'm just going to make mine in the NutriBullet because I'm not going to make a ton of it, and it's super easy. To make this kind of like sauce thing we got going on, I swear by the end of this I'll think of what I actually want to call it, but for now we're just doing sauce thing. Avocado sauce. This has a lot of parts. Stick with me. It'll be good. I promise. But basically we're going to make a little green sauce to go on top. It'll work for both tacos. And it's going to be cilantro, avocado. I'm going to do 2 avocados. And it's okay if your avocados aren't fully soft yet, because we're going to blend them up. But if you can get something more, don't do a hard avocado in this. Definitely still needs to be somewhat soft. We're going to do 1 clove of garlic. This is how I like to get the outsides off. Is it still very effective? I still don't think so. I don't think I've quite found that sweet spot of like what really opens up a garlic clove so fast without you just chopping the ends off. It gets the job done, see? We did just fine. Okay, 1 clove of garlic. We're gonna do a little cheese. This is cotija cheese. It's like almost like a Mexican Parmesan. You can substitute Parmesan cheese if you want, or like the really bad, like dry Parmesan cheese that comes in like a craft container. That's a good substitute for this. But if you can find this, it just tastes so much better. Heavily recommend. If you can get the authentic stuff, that's the best. But I can normally get it from my Walmart. It was out. Next, this is crema. I'm going to put a little bit of this in. You can use sour cream. It's basically the same thing. This is going to give us a little bit more added creaminess to this. We're going to add in the other half of this lime. Don't put in the whole lime, just the juice. And then we have this fat jalapeno. Okay, I know this is a lot. Last 2 things. A little bit of onion. A little bit of jalapeno for some kick, because so far there's not much spice going on here. And I like some heat behind my tacos, so you best believe we're going to add it. I'm going to keep some seeds in there too, just to keep some heat as well. So we got everything in here. If it needs some more liquid, I'll probably honestly just add more crema, because I really don't want to water it down, because it's going to be flavorful. And that's what we want. Oh, and salt and pep. Don't forget your salt, pep, everything, okay? Oh, she looks so good. Remember when I said avocado sauce? That's what's going on here. This is avocado sauce. She's just... Oh, yeah. Wow. Boom. Look how pretty. This is like the best color. And we have just plenty for this. The last thing that we have to do before we go up there, we need to press tortillas. I've had Masa kind of cooking, doing her thing back here for a hot minute. We need to press tortillas. I'm also going to do those on the grill. I have a grill plate. I'm going to show you how to do that. As well as we need to skewer and season our shrimp. Otherwise, we're ready to head up and start grilling. How easy is that? While the rest of this is out, I am just going to also give her a good chop. This is also what we'll use to top our tacos. I don't know about y'all, but I like my tacos just the classic, like onions, cilantro, maybe a little sauce on them. Every once in a while, I like pico and cheese, but I feel like there's a time and a place for a white people taco, and there's a time and a place for a non-white people taco. Today, these are not white people tacos, even though they're being made by me, the white chick. once this is all chopped up, we'll have all of our toppings done. So we'll have cilantro, onions, jalapenos, kind of a choose your own adventure type thing. How many times have I said choose your own adventure? Probably a lot. I like flexibility in cooking. I feel like there's no way in this world that everyone wants to have the same thing. There's just not. We all have different palates. We all have different things that we have, like, I don't know, icks too. You gotta have flexibility, because if you make one thing, you can't be a one-trick pony, even in a two-person household. There she is. The Mexican mise en place. You know, one time I put the seed part of a jalapeno down the garbage disposal. I'm going to tell you, don't do that. It just makes the spice go airborne, and you're going to have a bad time. You're going to have a bad time. Well, I looked around the grocery store for skewer sticks. This is what we ended up with. Are they the best option? No. They're technically for caramel apples. Is that the best choice in the world? No. I'm curious if they even have a pointy side. But we had to make do. I could do them on the griddle flat thing that we'll take up on the grill. Ooh, they do have a pointy side. Okay, we're fine. We're fine, everyone. Don't even worry about it. For these shrimp, I got extra large peeled and deveined shrimp, mainly because we're doing these on the grill. So if you get shrimp that aren't already peeled, you're gonna have a heck of a bad time. Let me tell you, it is going to be bad. You need to get them without the shell on. Doesn't matter if they still have a tail. You just need to make sure they don't have a shell. And then I want to keep this really simple. I'm just going to use some Trader Joe's chili lime seasoning. Get these really well coated. And then salt and pep. Easy. If someone else does a pre-made seasoning for you, why not take advantage of it? You can do, you know, Mexican seasoning. We have that as well. Sometimes I just like to make my own. I freestyled it on the steak, but for this, we're going to save some time and some energy. Season her up however you'd like. If you get seafood, you need to use it within like the day you get it or one day. Most fresh seafood from the supermarket, it's got to be same day or the next day. That's it. Most of it has already been frozen, so the shelf life is incredibly, incredibly low. So just be mindful of that also if you decide to do your own shrimp tacos. And then we're just going to skewer through. Try to get a really good dense part of it, because as these cook, they're going to shrink down, and we really want to make sure they're very secure. So you see how even just folding it over, making a nice thick spot, also helpful. And I just like to keep all the tails to one side, mainly for ease, so I can remember if I flipped it or not on the grill. That keeps it easy for me. If I was a shrimp, I would want to be a shrimp taco. I don't think this is a bad way to go. I think they're happy about it. If you have any kind of janky ones like this, I'm gonna buffer that in between two good ones so it can just kind of be secured by them. Just get it through on the meaty side, secure it. That way we're not being wasteful. This is just a means to cook them. Oh, and we have one stray. Okay, one beefed up kebab. Bam. Last thing we're gonna do is press some tortillas. Now, I didn't do a ton of these because I don't really find that if you make fresh tortillas, you gotta eat them that day. They don't keep well, in my opinion. This is my giant, it's not giant, it's just very hefty tortilla press. She's cast iron, so she weighs approximately 4,000 pounds. I've had her for many years now. I like making my own tortillas. I think it's very worthwhile to do, even if you just like a few of them. But I only did enough masa. I did a half cup of masa, and I find that that's enough for like 5-6 tortillas usually. So you just put down your 2 pieces of parchment and we press. And I usually like to give mine a 180. I find that that helps too. Just to give them that little extra zhuzh. Nice and flat. Now these, we're going to do our best to just pop them on this plate. And then at the end, separate them with the parchment paper. That way they don't stick until we get them upstairs and the grill heats up. If you want like really uniform tortillas, then I would recommend doing like a little, just measuring your weight of your masa and dividing it. I think tortillas are better when you put some love into them, when they're a little misshapen, a little funky spunky, if you will. Wow, I think I'm going to get 4. That's fine. We also have flour tortillas, but I wanted to show you how you can do these on the grill. Perfect. I'll just leave these like this, and we can start heading upstairs. Let me show you everything we're going to take up there. We have our tortillas, our shrimp skewers. We have our little mise en place, if you will, of things that we're going to take up there. I also made some pickled red onions the other day that are going to go up. And then I'm just going to take the whole bag of this up because I wanted to just go right onto the grill. I don't want to lose any of that marinade juice. So grill, grill, grill. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lime and just cut it in half. We're also going to grill this just so we can get a little char on it so we can finish our tacos off with a nice crispy lime. And that's everything, okay? We will see you outside. Okay? Let's hit it. All right, we've moved outside to the grill. And we've got a whole spread, a whole shebang of stuff going on. And we also have this flat grill plate on the grill. This is where we're going to cook our tortillas. I have been preheating the grill. It's a little over 400 right now, but that's totally fine because as we keep opening and closing it, the grill heat is going to come down and you want the heat to be nice and high. So the first thing I'm going to do, we have our corn that has just been kind of moistened. I'm going to leave it in the husk and we're going to just place this on so that way it can start getting nice and steamy for us, because we also want to give that some time to cool. And while that's working, the next thing we also want to do, work on these tortillas. Now, this grill plate I have is new, so I'm a little worried it's going to stick, but we're going to figure this out together. You know, c'est la vie. The thing that's probably going to take the longest is our beef. Shrimp is going to take like a minute or 2. That's always really fast on the grill. So you really also want to keep an eye on those because overcooked shrimp is what's really going to make it rubbery, and we don't want that. Was grilling on a 100-degree day probably the best idea? Probably not. But that's also why we wore a tube top. So pick your battles, everyone. Oh, you brought water? That's probably smart. We're just keeping an eye on things. I'm really wanting the corn to heat up nice so that way it's basically going to steam inside the husk itself. So it's going to get really soft And then we just need to give it some time to cool before we actually turn it into the street corn. Because if you do it when it's too hot, everything's just going to melt off. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. I don't quite have those like untouchable fingers yet. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Don't worry. See these nice grill marks? That's what we're looking for. Nice, clean grill marks on the corn. Alrighty, while the corn's finishing up, we're gonna put this in front of the corn. I'm just gonna make sure I don't catch a ton of the juices on the bottom. So once the steak's done, we're gonna put it on this tray. We'll just chop it up right up here so we can put it on the tacos. Perfect. See how these still have a little bit of flexibility to them? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for something with a little bit of color but done. Once the corn comes off, the last thing we're going to do is pop the shrimp on. Easy peasy. We're losing sunlight, but that's okay. It's golden hour right now. Alrighty, while this finishes up, I'm going to take the last tortilla off. And this is good. See how it has those nice marks on it? We're going to sit this back here and just let it cool at this point. Should be nice and steamy. And then we're just going to move the steak back while it finishes. While we're getting some nice grill marks on that. Let's get our limes on. And shrimp. Thank you. Another like minute or two on the shrimp. They're going a little slower than I'd like. Let me show you this. Doesn't she look gorge? Also, look at the sunset. Don't look at the crusty window, but the sunset's nice. This is what we got left on here. Just some shrimp. They're almost done. These front two I put on last. These are looking good though. We'll give these time off. Look how pretty all this is. Wow. If you are grilling, this is what you want it to look like at the end, Mama. That looks so good. All right, let's plate her up. It was at this point that I filmed plating everything, but the camera overheated and we lost the footage. So we will just go to the beautiful plates here and us enjoying the food. So enjoy, everyone. The sun has set and we get to try it now. Do you want to swap these? Well, I did one with that and one without that. Okay. I feel like I want that one. Swap. Dude, did you eat the shrimp one?
Yeah.
With the strawberries?
Mm-hmm. Food.
I think the worst part about that was, one, being in public aspect, and two, it was so hot.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Everything was delicious.
It was very good.
Like, I don't think you even understand how good the strawberry slaw was with those shrimp.
That's one of my favorite things to have, the shrimp, or just seafood. Any type of seafood taco, that slaw is good.
That's what I was saying, is how we have it with tilapia tacos too.
It's so good.
Yeah, you gotta hit this up, okay? Give it a go. Give the grill a try. Try new things, everyone. Today we tried new things, okay? And everything was wonderful. So let me know what else you guys would like to see this summer. If we want to do indoor taco making, maybe we'll do that next. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you at the table
Next time.
Next time. Bye.
Bye.